Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Thank you for joining me for another edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. Really glad that you're here with me today. Before I go much further, let me remind you that you can share 5 Minutes with Phil with the people that you care about. On our YouTube page, you can like, subscribe, you can share, just press all those buttons. On Facebook, you can like and share and tag. Whatever you do, please help us be a blessing to somebody that you care about. And we're just glad that we can do so. So let's jump into our scripture for today. We are in the book of Proverbs again. We're in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. And for many of us, this is a real familiar portion of scripture. And I want to talk about today, obviously what this verse talks about, and that is finding God's direction for you. Maybe you've got a big decision that you need to make. Maybe you've got you have to consider whether you should go one direction or not. Or maybe it's between one or two directions that you have to consider. What does the Bible have to say about that? Well, it says a lot, but this scripture tells us a whole lot. Take a look at this, and let's look at this familiar portion of scripture. It says in verse 5, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take." A lot of really good advice there for those of us who are trying to seek God's direction and figure out what God's will is for our lives. I think the foundation of that is what the beginning of the verse said, is to trust the Lord with all of your heart. If you doubt that God's going to come through for you, then you've got a pretty weak foundation as far as whether you can make a good decision or not. If you're going to pray about it, if you're going to seek God's will, then you definitely want to trust that the Lord knows what he's doing. And let me just point out that when we're seeking God's will, we're not begging God to agree with us, but what we're doing is asking God what is the right way to go. And there's a big difference between that. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Do you know that sometimes the Lord will direct us to do something that in our own nature does not make sense, or it may not be the choice that we would make? For example, maybe you have a job opportunity and it would pay you more money than what you're making now. So in your flesh, you're thinking, more money? That's the way to go. But maybe that's not the right job for you to take. That's where you have to go to God. Maybe he has something better for you. If you seek his will in all that you do, he will direct your path. I want to challenge you to seek God's will for whatever decision you might need to make. And please, don't make huge decisions out of emotion or just off the cuff. Don't do that. That's an incredible showing of a lack of wisdom if you do that. I know people that would make major decisions just like that, and they'll do it out of emotion. And I don't think that's how God's designed us to make big decisions. So I want to encourage you today, if you're at a place where you need to decide what God's will is, first of all, trust him. He's not going to tease you or let you down. Seek his face. Don't do anything just because it feels right. Do things because God is leading you that way. And the Lord will not let you down. All right. Thank you for joining me. We love you. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.